Hi dear students, welcome to the English class. And in this class of video today, we are going to talk about the grammar topic, that is reported speech. And two classes have already been successfully completed over this topic, reported speech. And now let us complete some other parts, which are some other rules which are very useful to change a direct speech into the indirect speech. So that is, already we came to know that what exactly the direct speech is and what is an indirect speech. And nextly, and what are the rules and regulations we need to follow to change a direct speech into the indirect speech. And we already came to know that the parts of the direct speech. And also we already discussed that we need to discuss three things. The very first one is sentence of the reported part, tense of the reported part, and meaning of the reported part. And in the previous videos, we have already completed the kinds of sentences: declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. And why do we need to study the kinds of sentence of reported part? We already know that. So we need to combine the reporting part with the reported part, so that there is there we need a conjunction, a linker to combine both reporting part with the reported part. So this linker is to be taken according to the kinds of sentence of reported part. Right? If the given reported part is in declarative sentence, we should take conjunction that. Whereas if the given reported part is yes or no type question, there we should go for taking if or whether conjunction. Whereas when you find an interrogative sentence starting with the WH question, there we should not use any linker, as the interrogative pronouns works as a conjunction to combine reported part with the reporting part. And finally, if it is an imperative sentence, if the given reported part is an imperative sentence, and we should go for taking to as a conjunction to combine both reporting part with the reported part. And finally, if you come across reported part as an exclamatory sentence, there you should use conjunction that again. So that is a conjunction that is used for two sentences. One is declarative sentence and another one is exclamatory sentence. And now that is a part that has been completed. And now coming to the tense of the reported part. Already in the previous video we know how a tense from one tense to another tense changes. Okay, if it is a simple present tense, it changes into the simple past tense. If it is a present continuous tense, it changes into the past continuous tense. So likewise, so we have discussed already the 2 points. One is kinds of sentences, another one is tense of the reported part. Now in this video we are going to discuss another important feature of changing a direct speech into the indirect speech, that is nothing but meaning of the reported part. So here already we know that there is a reporting verb. So one of the parts of the direct speech is reporting verb, and this reporting verb can be written as, in indirect speech, this reporting verb can be written as said, asked, tell, will say, told, questioned, inquired, advised, commanded, ordered, exclaimed, prayed, wished, and etc. So how do we change this reporting verb into all these verbs? For example, if the given reported part is a statement, there we can say it is said. If the given reporting part indicates that a suggestion, there you can use reporting verb as a suggestion. If the given reported part indicates an advice, there you can change the given reported part into the advice. Or if the given reported part indicates a question, there you should write reporting part as a question. So that is how this reporting verb can be written as said, asked, tell, will say, told, questioned, inquired, advised, commanded, and ordered, exclaimed, prayed, wished, etc. So this reporting were purely based on the meaning of the reported part. Based on the meaning of the reported part, reporting were can be written as I mentioned on the board. So this is the third point. This point is a very important point, and so let us talk about when we start practicing examples, how a reporting verb changes into the all these reporting verbs. And another important thing is in direct speech we find some adjectives and adverbs. How adjectives and adverbs will be changed into the indirect speech, which is when it is indirect speech. For example, look at the board, all of you. If you find it is an adverb of time. So when you find that adverb of time today in direct speech, it changes into the that day. Today changes into the that day, and tomorrow changes into the next day or the following day. When you find the word tomorrow, the adverb of time tomorrow in direct speech, it is changed into the next day or the following day. And now when you find yesterday, the adverb of time yesterday in direct speech, it changes into the previous day. It changes into the previous day. And when you find next year, next month, next week, changes into the following year, month or week. So we can change it into the following week, the following year, the following month, or like that. Okay. Now when you find some adverbs like now, just, when you find some adverbs like now, just, they can be changed into the then. Now become then, or just become then. And another adverb is ago. Ago changes into the before. Ago changes into the before. And finally here changes into the there. And this also can be written as that. This become that. And these are the adverbs. How these adverbs from direct speech into the indirect speech changes. And these are the very important points we should keep in our mind. And now, so I hope you understand. Let us practice some examples following all the three rules. The three rules we discussed is one of the rules is kinds of sentence. Second one is tense of the reported part, and finally the meaning of the reported part. And kinds of sentence can be used to identify or to combine, to use a linker, that is that, or if or whether, or to, or sometimes that again. Okay, so we use conjunction if or whether to combine reporting part with the reported part in the case of yes or no type questions. Now let us practice some examples using all these three tips. Now let us practice examples from simple present tense. How a simple present tense changes into the other tense from direct speech to indirect speech. For example, he said, comma. There should be a comma after reporting verb. This is the reporting verb, and this part before the comma, this part is reporting part. Already we know. And start eliminating commas. I like playing cricket. Full stop and close inverted commas. And you know, this full stop, the punctuation this full stop should be included in the inverted commas. It should not, this full stop should not be put out of the inverted commas. This should be kept inside the inverted commas. Now let us start recalling all the important points, all the features we have already discussed in the previous classes and today class. So here, and first of all, you focus mainly on this part. This part is also known as reported part, and also the actual words of the speaker, because these words are spoken by the speaker. So who is the speaker of these lines here? He is the speaker. He is the speaker of these lines. So that now, first of all, identify what kind of sentence the given reported part is. Reported part is nothing but a sentence which is included within the inverted commas. Now let us know what kind of sentence the given reported part is. As we already discussed that declarative sentence basically starts with the capital letter and starts with the subject and also ends with the full stop. Now let us identify whether the given reported part is declarative sentence or not. See here, this is starting. So what is I here? I is a subject. What is subject actually? Noun or a pronoun that is written in the initial part of a sentence is a subject. So that as it is started subject and also ends with the full stop, so we confirmed it as a declarative sentence. It is a declarative sentence. So that what is the conjunction that we should take to combine this reported part with this reporting part with the reported part? When you find the given reported part as a declarative sentence, we should use a conjunction that already this point is being discussed. Now, okay, that is the first thing we identified. Now let us identify second. What is the second thing here? To identify the tense of the reported part. So what is the tense of the reported part? I like playing cricket. Here I is a subject, like is a verb, playing cricket is an object. So that this is simply the structure of the simple present tense. Subject plus V1 plus object. Subject plus V1 plus object. So it is written in the simple present tense. And third point is he said I like playing cricket. Just he mentioned that he liked playing cricket. Now let us change using all these conjunctions and also tenses. For example, and he said, as it is said here, as he mentioned that he said. So here this reporting part can be written at the end of the sentence also, indirect speech, but it should not be written at the end of the sentence in indirect speech. It is to be written in the initial or end of the part to indirect speech. But this reporting part should not be written in the end or middle of the reporting indirect speech, as it is written in initial part of the direct speech, the indirect speech. That is very, very important point. So that he said, who does actually we came to know that as it is a declarative sentence, to combine this reporting part with the reported part, we should use conjunction. So that I just use here conjunction that he said that this is the reporting part and this is the reported part. So what does I refers to? What does I refers to? I refers to the subject of the reporting part. What subject here? He. So that I is nothing but he. Okay, that is how this pronoun I changes into the he, because I refers to the subject he. And now, so now this is simple present tense. When you find the tenses in simple present tense, it should be written into the simple past tense. What is the structure of the simple past tense? Subject plus V2 plus object. Now you just changed V2 form of the like here, liked. He liked. What is the object here? Playing cricket. That is. So here you should remove the inverted commas. Inverted commas should not be repeated in indirect speech. Okay, so this is how, and you end this statement with the full stop. So this is how we need to change a direct speech into the indirect speech. The very first thing we need to identify is that whether the sentence ends with the full stop or not, whether the sentence started with the subject or not. If the sentence started with the subject and ends with the full stop, there you should confirm it as a declarative sentence. When it is a declarative sentence, you should use conjunction that to combine this reporting part with the reported part. So that here he said. So what is the conjunction here? He said that what does I refers to? How a pronoun changes into the from first person to third person. So I refers to the, because these are the actual words of the speaker. Who is the speaker? He is the speaker. So that what does I refers to? I refers to the he. So that I changed pronoun I into the he, and this is simple present tense. Now I changed it to the simple past tense. Okay, so this is how we need to change one tense into the other tense. Okay, now let us practice another example. Stop it. Let us practice another example. Now another example. She said, I have a car. So now the very first thing is to identify whether the statement ends with the full stop or not. So as the statement ends with the full stop. Okay, and now statement started with the subject. So that as a statement started with the subject and ends with the full stop, therefore it is a declarative sentence. So when it is a declarative sentence, you should go for using conjunction that again. Now see here, let us combine this reporting part with the reported part using the conjunction that. Okay, now see, she said. So what is the conjunction that we need to select here? Remove the punctuation marks here. She said that, and again, so you have to ask a question. What does I refers to? Whom does I refers to? I refers to the subject to she. Actually, because these that means the words which are included in between the inverted commas are spoken by the subject. That means spoken by the speaker. Who is the speaker here? She is the speaker. So that this I can be written as a she. Okay. Now see, she said that. So actually, this is V1. That means the present have form. So what is a have form, past have form? The past have form is had. That means as it is in simple present tense, we should change into the past tense. She had a car. Okay, so this is another example. Let us practice one more example. See, they said start inverted commas, comma, we love watching movies. We love watching movies. Now see, same example, and this is also simple present subject plus V1 plus object, and so it is also ends with the full stop and started with the subject V, so that it is a declarative sentence. As it is a declarative sentence, we should go for taking conjunction that. Now let us combine this reporting part with the reported part. See here, they said. What is the conjunction we need to take here? That. So why do we need to take conjunction that only? Because it is a declarative sentence. As we came to know that when the given reported part is in declarative sentence, that is a suitable conjunction. So that she said that. Okay, they said that. So what does we refers to? Whom does we refers to? We refers to the subject. What subject here? They is a subject. So that we becomes they here. And here it is in V1. So that we should go for writing where past form of the verb love. So that that is loved. And complete the rest of the sentence as it is without any changings. They loved watching movies. Full stop. And this is how we need to change direct speech into the indirect speech, keeping all the rules and regulations in our mind. Okay. Now let us practice changing present continuous tense into the past continuous tense. If it is the given reported part is in present continuous tense, how a present continuous tense changes into the past continuous tense in indirect speech. So for example, see, now again let's go back to the, see, at the end of the sentence it is ends with the full stop, and it is also started with the subject. So when the sentence started with the subject and ends with the full stop, we confirm it as a declarative sentence. If it is a declarative sentence, what is a suitable conjunction? That is a suitable conjunction. So now let us combine this reporting part with the reported part. So now see, he said, okay. Now remove the comma and also inverted commas here, and let us combine this reporting part with the reported part. So what is a suitable conjunction to use to combine both reporting part with the reported part here? That, as the given reported part is in declarative sentence, so that that is a suitable conjunction in that case. And now again you should ask a question, whom does I refers to? Or you simply ask, what does I refers to? I refers to the subject, I refers to the speaker, as we already know that these words are the actual words of the speaker. These words are the actual words of the speaker. And whom does I refers to here? I refers to the speaker, he. So that instead of repeating I, you should write he, because this I refers to the speaker, he. And so now he. And now what are the present V forms? Present B forms are am, is, are. That means the tense is in present tense. Now if it is in present tense, we should change into the past tense. What are the past B forms? Past B forms are, was and were. Now what is suitable B form for subject E here? Was, is right B form. Okay, and now what is the word here? What is the verb written here? You should write without changing it. So preparing for exams, full stop. See, now I am preparing for exams. Here see, he was preparing for exams. It is present continuations and we changed it into the past continuations. You know, both present and past continuation structures are same. See, subject plus B form plus V1 plus ing form plus object. And here is also subject plus B form plus V1 plus ing form plus object. The difference is B form. So if it is a present continuation, say am, is, are. If it is a past continuation, so was and were. And these were the example. Let us practice another example. See, she said, start inverted commas, I am not going to market. I am not going to market now. I used here an adverb now. See here, and this is a negative sentence, that is not is used, so that it is a negative sentence. Let us change it to the she said. She said. What does I refers to? I refers to the subject she. So that, okay, I'm sorry. And as it is ends with the full stop and started with the subject, so that it is a declarative sentence. If it is a declarative sentence, that is a suitable conjunction. And it is that she said that. Whom does I refers to? I refers to the she, so that she. So if it is a present continuous tense, if it is a present tense, now changes into the past tense. He was, she was, not, without changing anything, not going, G-O-I-N-G, going to the market, to market, now become then. As we came to know that this adverb now become then. And this is how we need to change a direct speech into the indirect speech. And there are many other examples. Changing one direct speech into the indirect speech, and we have 4 kinds of sentences to be discussed, and many other tenses also to be discussed. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel RK Media. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.